Okay, arrange the following in ascending order. Now, ascending order means to go from small to large. Okay, so you start off with the lowest one, and then we slowly increase. All right. Now, the best way I find to do this is to line these numbers up. Okay, so that the decimal points are aligned. So, if I put to start with 0.34. Okay, so I'll put them in the order that you've been given. 0.3. You'll notice I'm lining up the decimal points, 0.04 and then 0.403. Okay, if you do that, okay, then what we can do then, all these gaps here, we can fill in with zeros, okay, and then we can see which one is the smallest. So when we compare sort of these numbers here, you can see, well, that third one there is the smallest, isn't it? Okay, so 0.04 is the smallest. Then the next smallest one will be that one there, yeah? So the 0.3. And then the next one will be that one. Okay, so 0.34. And then finally then 0.403. That's the largest one here. Okay, question 2, it says write 3/25 as a decimal. Now, to get this as a decimal, the best way really is to change it to a percentage first, all right? And to change it to a percentage, we need to think about this fraction. So I'll write it by the side here. We've got some room here. So we need to think about upscaling this fraction so that it's out of 100, okay? So we can do that, can't we? Because 25 fits into 100 neatly 4 times, isn't it? So I need to upscale it by 4. I need to times it by 4, okay? Which means I got to times the top by 4, so I get 12. Okay, so that would be 12%, wouldn't it? Or, of course, 0.12 as we see here. So that's what we get. You know, if you want to write as a percentage first, by all means, 12%, because it's 12 out of 100. But then as a decimal, 0.12. 13% then will, of course, be 0.13. And then it says write this in ascending order. With 0.2, of course, right? You need to remember 0.2 is the same as 0.20. Okay, so then the smallest one. Okay, because it says ascending order, so you go for the smallest one first. The smallest one, of course, will be that one, won't it? 0.12. Okay, because that's smaller than that, and it's smaller than that. So 0.12, of course, will be 3/25. Okay, the middle one then will be 13%, and then the largest one then 0.20 or 0.2. Okay, question 3, it says then write down 0.3, 17% and 1/5 in descending order. Now, descending order means you start off with the largest and then you work your way to the smallest, all right, when you see that there. So what I would do with a question like this is, right, is I would change them all into maybe a percentage or change them all into a decimal, okay? So long as you've got a common sort of number type to be able to compare, all right? They have to be a common type. So it's no good as it is because we've got a decimal, percentage, and a fraction. All right. We have to have it in one type in order to get all the marks. It does say show all your work in. So I'm going to change them all to a percentage. And if you remember, 0.3, okay, is actually the same as 0.30. Yeah. So that would be 30%. Okay. So remember that. All right. So we've got 17% already as a percentage. 1/5 then. Okay, will be as a percentage. Well, if you don't know what that is already, we can scale it up, can't we? So out of 100, and then of course 5 goes into 100. You've got to times it by 20. So times the top by 20. So you get 20 out of 100, which is 20%. Okay, so you can see then we've got now everything in percentages. That one's already done for us. Now, descending order, we need to put the biggest one first. So the biggest one would be 0.3. Okay. The next, the middle one then will be the 20%, which is 1/5. And then the smallest one then will be the one they gave us in percentage there, which is 17%. Okay, so I've shown all my workings there and I've got the order correct. You don't have to do it percentages, you could put it all as a decimal. So you've got 0.3 already done. Okay. So then 17%, of course, is 0.17. Okay. And then 1/5, you might know 1/5 to be 0.2 anyway. Okay. So you could just put it down, right? 1/5 is 0.2, right? Or if you didn't know that and you wanted to work it out, you could do the bus stop method, yeah? So we put 1, I'm going to put 1.0 there because I know 5 won't go into 1. So 5 won't go into 1, so put a 0 there. Carry the 1. Decimal point up here as well, and then 5 into 10 goes twice exactly. So that's why it's 0.2, right? And then when you compare them then, of course, you know then that the largest one, which is what we're going to start with, is that, yeah? Because remember, 0.3 is the same as 0.30. So you can see it, right? If you're comparing that, okay, 0.3. Then we got 0.2. And then 0.17, which is the smallest. Okay, so either approach, you don't have to show both approaches, as long as you've got one approach where you've got a common theme there, percentages or all decimals, your choice.